Hi, this is Adam from MakerState, and right now I'm going to walk through the build for Material Engineering Extending Arm. So here you can see the prototype of my extending arm, right? And this uses popsicle sticks, straws, some wooden skewers, and some tape to hold this thing together. And this is using levers and fulcrums, okay? So levers are, we can call these two bottom pieces where my hands go, the levers, and the fulcrums are these areas where these intersect and allow for pivoting, right? And so these fulcrums are really at the center of how this contraption works, okay? And let me put this aside now, and I'll show you how to build one of these. So here we're using popsicle sticks, wooden skewers, straws, rubber bands, and we're gonna use just a tiny bit of hot glue. Though you can use duct tape or some other strong, adhesive instead of hot glue if you like. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to take my straws, I'm going to cut them all into quarters, okay? So I'm going to cut this one in half, and then cut these pieces in half again. Oops. And there I'll have 4 pieces of that straw, and 4 pieces of this straw. Okay, there we go. Next thing I'm going to do is take one of my skewers and turn this skewer into 4 pieces, okay? And this can be a little difficult, but the method I like to use for this is to take the skewer and hold it next to my scissors, and instead of trying to cut through it, I'm just going to try to weaken the wood a little bit by just kind of going over it a few times, scoring it a little bit, and after I do this for a few seconds, it should be really easy. I can see a mark there where my scissors were trying to cut away at this, and it's really easy to just break the skewer right over that little mark, okay? So I'm gonna cut this skewer into 4 pieces. There's 1 piece. There's 2 pieces. There's 3 pieces. And there's 4 pieces. Okay? And I'm going to leave this end with the point on it for later because I'm going to use that. Okay. Now, I'm going to take one of my straw, and normally you would take 2 of your popsicle sticks. I'm actually doubling up on my popsicle sticks for this build because I'm using slightly thicker straws. So I'm going to take 2 of these popsicle sticks and insert them into one end of the straw, and 2 more popsicle sticks and insert them into the other end of the straw. Okay? And I'm going to do this for for 4 sets of these, okay? So I'm going to take 2 more, put them on one side of another piece of straw, 2 more, and just repeat this process a couple of times. And so these 4 pieces are going to be the 4 lengths, or the 4 levers, I could say, for my arm. So I'm almost done. And here we go. Very good. So now I have all these. And now what I'm going to do is take my 4 pieces of skewer that I just cut, and I'm going to tape them to across this straw gap, just to provide some strength to my pieces here. And watch how I do this. I'm going to use 2 pieces of tape for each thing. I'm taking some of this masking tape this time. And for this one, I'm going to wrap this such that the skewer is taped just above the straw. I'm just going to wrap this around a few times. There's probably a little bit too much tape on that one. That's okay. I'll use less tape this time. I really need about that much. And just wrapping this right over here. So I'm going to repeat this for all of my pieces. And the whole goal of this, again, is one, to make sure the straw is sticking to the popsicle sticks, and also make sure that the skewer is sticking to the straw, okay? So there we go, there's one piece. I'm gonna do this for all of my pieces quickly. Okay, almost done. There's 3. And my last one. Okay, so now I'm finishing this up, and now it is time to start attaching these together. Okay, so now here I have my four lengths of popsicle stick connected with straw and with a little piece of wood skewer connected. And now what I need to do is connect these together to make X's like this, okay? And the way I'm gonna do that is by taking my other skewer, and this part can be a little tricky, so do this slowly and carefully, but I'm gonna look at my straw and look for the point where there's a little gap between my popsicle sticks. I can see that just by looking at the light that passes through. I'm gonna take this skewer, I'm just going to carefully poke it through the straw, and I find that twisting it while doing this helps, and almost drill through the straw. And I'm gonna pull this through, and not all the way through, I'm gonna pull it just till it gets about an inch from the bottom, and now I'm gonna cut this piece off. Like so. And again, just using that same technique of scoring and then breaking, okay? And then I'm gonna do the same thing for another one of my pieces. There we go. So now I have 2. And now I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna do this with the other 2, but I'm only gonna poke the holes. I'm not actually gonna leave any stick in there. So I'm just gonna do like that. 1, and like this. 2, and now I'm just gonna pop these straws onto one of the other pieces that I made to make X's, like so, okay? So 2 pieces per, per cross-section skewer here, okay? So there's 1, and here is 2, okay? So here are my 2 X's. Now what I need to do is take my other 4 bits of straw, and we're gonna use these to attach these X's together, like so. So I'm putting 1 piece of straw on 2 sets of sides that are next to each other, like so. Okay, and now I'm gonna take this stick again that I was just working with and poke it through each of these. And for this part, I find it's easier to put it through one of them. And now I'm gonna put it through the other one. And now I'll cut this. Oops, it splintered a little bit. Let's just cut that cleanly. Okay, so there's 1. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the other 2. And again, just twisting a little bit as I poke through. This part can be a little tricky, but if you just practice a little bit, you'll get it. There we go. And now I'm going to finally cut this last bit of skewer off, like so. Okay, now here I have my full extending arm, and I'm going to take a little bit of tape and just secure these bits of straw to the popsicle sticks as well, just for a little bit more support. 1, 2, 3, and finally 4. Okay, so at this point we are almost done with this. The last thing I'm going to do is make some little grabbing hands by taking one last popsicle stick. Oops, I'm just going to cut this in half. Okay, and now I'm going to use just a tiny bit of hot glue to attach these bits to 2 of my ends, like so. There's 1, and here is 2. Okay, and there you have it. Here is your extending grabber, and from here what I would do is maybe take some rubber bands, and we can use those rubber bands either to add some support around these joints, around our fulcrums, or we can use them to try to add some friction to our grabbers here. And from this point, this is a good place for you to start improving and start trying to do things like picking up objects or doing tasks with this and seeing how you can improve it to give it better stability and just better, to make it work better as you're trying to do things. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching, and I hope you come back for the next material engineering video. Thanks, bye.